It's a Pantheon.
Ooh.
I would argue this is probably the best pick in the game into Yone if you are just looking for a counter and you don't play a champ that just does well into it. Like if you're like a good
Yeah.
Syndra or a good Ari, you can just pick that and it's good into Yone, it'll be fine. If you don't play any Yone counters, just lock in Pantheon, you'll be fine. With slashPause, I think. In my opinion, I think the gap between the two teams, in the way I see them, is big enough that like even if I think this draft isn't good, they will still find a way to pull it off.
I guess that's what it's going to come down to. Is the player gap, or rather the team gap, because I don't think the player gap is necessarily that big. I think slash pause are just better as a team in general. But yeah, I think let's
That's a
see. Like,
really
if
good
their
point, Ethan.
synergy is going to be able to overcome the hole that they've dug themselves into with this draft.
Okay, GGL just trying to remember where they're supposed to go in a 5 point. Happens to the best of us. A good point brought up in chat by Aiden is that I think if this Lilia gets frozen her, she will be a monster. I mean, Lilia in general is a monster to deal with, but if you
Yeah,
like
I mean, I think
in a
that's
game
the
where
build you go for, right? Like, you go
yeah, I
Leandri's
mean before
Riftmaker
Kale
and then Frozen Heart. Maybe
before
even a
Kale
Jack or Zonya's this game.
before Kale
And no
gets
one's
level
killing you.
16, I feel like there's just not really a way they can get through this Lilia.
But even by the time she gets 16, like, shouldn't she be so far behind that
Yeah,
it's not that relevant?
yeah, she should be fine. Yeah,
And the
we'll,
thing
we'll
is,
see.
late game, Jinx has the range to match the kill. And probably is going to be a lot farther ahead considering she's not playing into a rumble.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound too critical of it, but I am just really confused as to what the slash boss plan is. But
Yeah,
maybe I'll have to eat my words and they just completely smash every lane and are just
you can
winning.
fight here, Yon. You can fight. Oh, yeah, on level 1, there's very few mid laners Yone can't all in. I think
I
even
mean,
Pantheon
especially
might be
once the
much
Pantheon's
too.
also lost his Q stacks, right? Like the
Yeah,
passive stacks. Like,
if Pantheon misses a Q, you can 100% just go for it.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone as well in chat saying, "Boris Yon gonna cook." I would love to believe you if it was against pretty much literally anything else except maybe a Renekton. But
I want to see slash boss win here because I just want to see how this comp is supposed to work. Like, they
mhm,
probably had some idea, right, in their head as to
yeah,
that led
I mean, I
them to
imagine like
pick
I,
these.
I can I can see it getting to 15 minutes and GGL have 2 dragons and 6 void grubs, so we'll see. I mean, the thing is though, it's very volatile with Kale and Yon in the sense that if they do choose to fight void grubs and then something goes wrong for GGL, that's a disaster. Like that is detrimental if Yon or Kale get like early picks.
I don't mean to undersell the kill too much, but I think Rumble is honestly like, even if kill like just randomly picks up 2 kills, as long as like the XP is like
Yeah, the
roughly even,
Rumble was
the
still
Rumble still like shits on her until she gets to like maybe 16ish. Even then, it's like you have to space well as the kill, which I'm
Pantheon's
sure
gonna get caught
Arisa's
in mid lane
capable of.
here. Yon, oh my god, the flash! There was no need for that whatsoever. Bit of a heavy trade coming out here in bot lane as they're getting caught with the Braum Sun. Not gonna be enough to find anything big, but good trade for the side of GGL. However, that Pantheon flash was not necessary.
Uh, yeah, I guess so. But I think he better safe than sorry, right? To
mm,
BH, I think he
uh,
was safe, but I think it's fine.
Perhaps predicting the Yone Q flash, but Chop is going to run straight into bot lane here. Ezzy with a perfect engage, going to get away on 1 HP. Rocket is not enough to find him, but the Q from the Braum is, and Westy going to get away with his life, but traded 1 for 1 to kill in the Ezreal, and he's going to get to shove that wave in. Big profit for slashPause in the bot lane.
Slash Bros are
Whereas
happy at the moment,
and
and the
Makuska
backward
throwing it the wrong
E
way.
from
I think Makuska has
Pantheon.
kill pressure. The Ignite's going to go
If you
down.
Q flash, maybe. Oh, he doesn't have flash, right? Never mind. But yeah,
Spores
close, close.
Forrest
Summoner
getting a
straight.
gentle reminder of how this thing goes. That spear was very close.
I think the
Spotted out.
Pantheon can just recall here, right? Like, the wave
Yeah.
is pushing to him, but he elects to shove it out. Maybe he has just enough money for a Dirk. with the
Yeah.
next wave.
Well, that is a
Once he gets the Dirk though, this lane only gets rougher for the Yone.
yeah, that is a big lead presenting itself in top lane at 4 minutes. I've
Yeah.
noticed actually one thing that has stayed common between GGL last season and GGL this season is someone having a good Rumble game every single game. There's always it's different people, but there's always someone on Rumble.
I mean, if someone's picking Kalen to me, I'm pretty sure I could perform on Rumble too, TBH. Not to take anything away from like Big A, but
Yeah,
he's been playing really well. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's
I think
interesting
this
that
is just
Ezreal
how
didn't
the
buy a
matchup
tier.
goes for the most part.
Yeah, it's interesting that Ezreal didn't buy a tier despite the early kill. Went for that longsword instead. Maybe didn't have enough gold. Not sure.
I mean, honestly, I like it because
Yeah,
since you've got the lead, like I would like to see him punish the Jinx as much as he can. Because Ezreal's actually deceptively strong in the early game if you make use of his passive stacks
yeah.
properly.
A bit of a fight going on for the Blood Grub too. Just where Jamie's going to get caught out by the Maokai with Spores is here. Mercutio doesn't have first move to this, but he's going to go in anyway. He doesn't care how about Prio. There's still a fight going on in top lane, but there's heavy training going on in bot lane as well. Nuts might call himself out here. He's going to have to use that flash to get away. Wesley is still chasing. The Q's going to go wide. As he gets away, 3 Void Grubs for Lilia and 1 for Maokai, I think that was. Or no, there's only been 3. 1 and 2, sorry. Showed 3 in the kill feed. Mercutio looking for more in mid lane.
slashPause looked for a play onto the Lilia who was taking away the Void Grubs alone.
Yeah.
But once the Rumble showed up, they kind of just had to peace out. And I think that is what most of the early game fights will look like for slashPause.
They didn't get 3 though, because I know that particularly the 5th and the 6th ones are a really big deal.
Yeah, that is true.
So you can cut your losses. If you get 1, you can just say, all right, it's whatever. We'll tank the extra 2 now with on the tower race.
They will have to once again contest at around 9 to 10 minutes when the grubs respawn.
Yeah.
And I don't think their champions are really getting any stronger by then. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, the Rumble with like his Cirque shoes and the Pantheon with his Dirk at that point will actually probably win that fight even harder. So I don't think they will have any difficulty securing all 3 of the respawns.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. See that.
For now, the Lilia is near the dragon, and the Yone looking for a play onto bot along with the Maokai. Seems like they are
Yeah,
setting up vision
I think
around dragon.
Ezreal seems to be opting out of tier entirely, which I didn't actually know was possible. The Pantheon is going to go top lane here. Ares does still have that Divine Intervention available, and I think he's just going to have to cut his losses and let himself go here. Kill on the
Uh,
board for Pantheon.
they seem to be giving up the dragon for this though. I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
that
I don't hate that.
that's fine
I
for
don't
them.
hate it. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. The thing is, if you like when it gets to the later stages of the game, you are undoubtedly stronger, right? With the KO, with the Yone, with the Ezreal scaling as well.
Yeah.
I mean, not even necessarily. Like the Lily and the Jinx still scaling really well as well. But I
Yeah,
think
like I don't even think that even if it gets to late game, like they're just better or anything. Because
yeah,
if I'm being honest, like Pantheon has his issues in the mid game. I don't think he's a bad late game champion,
yeah.
especially against the likes of Yone.
Lilia looking for something bought here, not going to be able to find anything. But on the point of the dragons, I think if you get to a point late game where you're playing with the scaling comp and you're not behind on Drakes, it's like it's a really like the game is like very hard to lose from that point because the time that like this not necessarily that TGL have like a crazy early game comp, but the time that you have to take things like that is already gone, and you're kind of fighting from behind then at that point. I'm not sure if 1 kill top lane is worth it for the dragons.
And not to be too harsh on Mekuskio, but
He
I
shouldn't have done
also
that.
think the kill would have been better on the
100%, yeah, he
Rumble.
shouldn't have taken it, yeah.
But
Oh, no,
seems
it's
like
not for here.
okay. No, I think it's hard because honestly, Ares showed great patience in the last gank and decided not to waste his flash or ult because those are like really long cooldowns in the early game for kill.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, the
yeah,
flash
it's
stays
like
5 minutes,
4.5
but
minutes or something.
the ult is like 2.5 minutes as well.
Yeah, just what Jamie's looking for some top lane here. Well, it's gonna come out.
Aries
Ares
gonna have to
gonna have to use
flash.
flash. He will have to use ulti as well. I think here. There's a divine
Yeah.
intervention. They're gonna sit with that.
Well played by
Oh,
Aries.
Warwick is
Very
here as
patient,
well. The
not
flash
panicking.
forward. It's gonna get caught. Makuskio is very, very dead here. The Fate Sealed only catching one. Ares is here for this fight too, but remember, does not have the ult available. Rakan, as he has rotated all the way up to the top lane to win this fight for his team. Big A is gonna have to use that flash to get away. At bot lane, somehow still losing the 1v2. And it's an absolute disaster for GGEL.
Yeah.
Top side.
I guess they just win with how the Pantheon got caught out and the Rakan rotating. But let's see if GGEL are actually able to convert
Oh
that into the bot
no.
lane with
Oh
something.
no, GGEL. What is going on? They're just getting impatient and they're over forcing and it's not working.
Uh,
Oh no.
and I mean, I guess I understand that they felt they okay. Solo
Oh,
kill
and it's a
for Big
solo
A
kill.
onto
And Ares
Ace.
ended up having himself a little bit of trouble here too. This rumble damage is crazy. Sorry, I was not expecting that at all.
No, I mean, as I was saying earlier, right? Like the Kale ult is just such a long cooldown early game. Like
Oh,
when
the
it's
big A
down,
blue
like
here.
it's just impossible for you to play.
Well, he's
Honestly,
trying to
if they
charge up
don't
that
play it
Q3.
well, okay.
Big A,
Spores
very, very
hitting the
dead.
Q3 should be able to pick this up. Bit greedy from the Big A to stay in after the kill,
Yeah.
but I think he just feels a little pressure to try and make things happen.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it looks rough for GGEL. Playing against a Kale. I mean, the Kale isn't actually that far ahead. I think the Yone is more. The thing that, like, I might have been focusing on the matchup a little bit too much, but I find it so insane that Yone is this far ahead against Pantheon.
Uh,
Oswald.
Seems like
Mine's having a little bit of trouble
Mercutio
here.
is not the
Can't
most
be landing
comfortable
every
on the
Q.
Pantheon either.
And Nuts, I think, might be in no man's land here. GGL can't land a single skill shot. The KLTV is going to come in. That's a Yone in with a 4-man face sealed from Spores. She's going to take the solo down. I'm going to go straight back in. It is all. I'm so wow. It's only one kill could have come out of it, I think. Wesley gets knocked back into the team due to which Jamie's going to be able to get away with his life, but that was perfectly played from Spores. The TP down straight into the 4-man fate sealed. We heard
Spores
about the
making an
Yone.
argument for the
Today.
Yone for sure.
We heard
I don't
about the
think Aries
Yone
is
in
gonna be
chat.
too unhappy with this
I
so far.
trust. I know she knew what she wanted to do and she's doing it. But I think if it wasn't too far gone before, I don't see it. I mean, okay, I say I don't see a way out of it now. I would have said that about last game. So, you know, we'll smoke some mirrors. We'll see. Maybe there's a way back in. But Rumble's still very, very far ahead.
I mean,
Jinx
I
will
don't think
go
that
comfortably.
GGEL's team scales poorly or anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think like it's not that doomed for them still. But
And
yeah, I
Ezreal
think
can
slashPause
so
are
much
also in
damage.
a spot where they'll be happy with themselves. The Rumble has rotated down, the Kale a little behind. Let's see if the fight begins
They just
before
can't with him as
taking it.
Ezreal. They might be able to catch him out. Ezreal's gonna have to dash away. It's a completely split fight. Spores, the 2-man knockup, having the game of her life. Chop with a big engage here. Spores finds another, and GGL, they're all going to fall. They're going to find Ezzy, but it's a huge knockup on his way out, and he gets out with his life as well. slashPause making a huge case for themselves in this game. They're going to run with their lives. Oswald is going to fall as well, going to pick up one in return. But it's a Drake and a 3-for-1 for slashPause. The dragon in the end was what actually killed Ezzy.
Uh, Despite the little mishap at the end, great fight from Ezzy, actually. I'm not sure if you noticed, but before he actually got that knockup as well, he just ulted and walked through 3 people and made it so
Yeah.
that they were unable to follow up on any of their front line. And is why I feel like the fight was so one-sided for them. He walked through 3 people with his ult on and forced the people to focus on him, and then, only then, did he actually use his W, once his team was in range to follow up. Perfect Rakan play.
Yeah. No, I'm. Wow. Now this is okay. We look at the larger picture here, right? Is this is this like a combination of Slash P having a good game and GGL not having a good game, or Slash P just a lot better than everyone thought they were? Do you have any thoughts on the matter?
Um, um, I think GGEL are doing all right, but have been outplayed by Slash Pause for the most part.
Yeah,
So,
Chop and Spore in particular are having
uh,
unbelievable games.
yeah, Spore doing great on the unit pick, justifying to Ares
Oh,
why
this cannon,
she wanted
FF
it
it.
picked. And Ezzy having such a great performance. That one rotation, that along with Chop, that caught them out and started their lead, while Nuts was able to pop off 1v2 on the turret, is what started it. And then that last fight, just a perfect engage as well from him.
I have a take in chat, and I want your opinion on it from Twitch chat. Slash
Yeah,
Pause are a top 3 team. Discuss.
I mean, I think if I'm being completely honest, right? No disrespect to Slash Pause. I think they're great players. But I think for them to be top three, it
I would disagree with
depends
this.
more on
I
some of
think.
the other teams not being able to
Oh,
find their
what?
footing.
Westy? What? 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 And Spore and Chop, this mid jungle duo is going completely insane this game. I don't know what GGL are doing. It's another big fight. They're winning on all parts of the map. Westy, oh no! And Spores is here again with the TP. Not gonna quite catch the jinx with the fate sealed, but oh
I
my
mean, she was
god!
forced to flash away though, so I think it's still
What
a
on
win
earth am
overall.
I watching?
Um, well played by the side of Slash Pose. Unfortunately, GGEL so far have not been able to show their best sides. While the Rumble was winning in the early game, it somewhat feels like a lot of the losses that he's facing are not necessarily due to a fault of his own.
Who's this? Sorry, I've learned out a little
The
bit.
Rumble, like
Yeah, the
he
big
I
guy.
think
Yeah, yeah,
did
yeah.
well, and like now he's kind of behind, and it feels rough to be him because it's hard to blame him for being
Oh, they're
behind.
going for the 4-man here.
He
Well, this
looks
this
for
might
the
be a way
fight
back
for the
into the
TP.
game here. The TP is going to come out. I think this is the kill. She's going to get caught right in the middle of everything. She's going to have to flash away. The Pantheon comes down as well. Not sure if we're actually going to see anyone find this fight. It's a huge equalizer from the big A. Spore's trying to get away with her life, just taking down that HP bar. Mercutio's going to catch out Chop. He's going to flash over the wall. The Divine Intervention comes out as well, just to be sure. And not a single life going to be taken here, except for Ezreal about 15, 20 seconds ago. But GGL aren't done yet. The bowling ball from over the wall from the Lilia. Wesley's looking for something as well. The Herald going to go down.
They
And
do get a third and an objective bounty. Seems like everyone got about 150 gold, which is decent, but
oh, the
doesn't seem
charge.
like.
The big A's here. Might get himself into a little bit of trouble once he pops out of this thing, though. The Mankai's going to come in. Manages to catch out Wesley. Has that shield if he's not taking a lot of damage, but he's going to fall due to having the tower shots. Wesley's the first to fall, and oh, it's going from bad to worse for GGL. They don't get a single pick back. The Ezreal not going to be quite enough to take down GG with Jamie. Spores finds himself in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what she's doing on 30% health next to the tower in mid lane. That's a shutdown for the Pantheon. My voice is going, I
GGEL
apologize.
finding a couple good picks, but then really overstaying their hand, and yeah,
Yeah, I think
that gets
I think
punished
yeah,
by
Spores in
Slash Pose
particular.
accordingly.
Spores in
Not
particular really
entirely
shouldn't
sure
be
what
there.
happened mid lane, but yeah, the
Yeah,
rest
yeah,
of the map
like
at least.
Spores really can't be there
Yeah.
when the game looks like that. But yeah, it's I think I think it would be an understatement to say that they have a little bit of room to throw. So
Yeah, I think Slash Pose need to not get too cocky with their lead. and continue to play well like they've had so far and continue to play a
Yeah.
control game. It is what their comp requires them to do and is the best way of it.
GGL, despite being so far behind, they're not letting that stop them. They're contesting this dragon if it's the last thing they do.
Oh,
And the big
Big
A's
A
gonna get
gets
caught
caught
out.
out.
You can't see them. You knew where they were. You can't go that way. Four's gonna go in all by herself. Not a chance on an opening for that Fate Seal yet. As he is here on his own on the side of this fight. Not exactly easy to
Uh,
pick off a Rakan though.
yeah, I think GGEL just have to give this up, but yeah, that pick on to Big A really just took all the wind out of
Yeah,
the sails of
it's
GGEL.
just really simple things. You spotted slash P on the top side of the bot side river, and they go off map, and you walk just like barreling towards them basically. Like it's you know what I mean. But they're
Yeah,
gonna start the barrel up here.
it's halfway gone. Let's see if the
War's gonna go over
oh,
the wall. It's a huge big seal. She just gets better and better, and she's gonna get her team to Drake all on her own. Aries gonna continue chasing. Wesley is 1 HP, but he's not gonna be able to get caught out by the Kale there. The Pantheon ult right into the center of his team to make sure they're all doing okay. And it's just
honestly, holy shit, Spores! She is popping off. That was such a great UNL, ensuring that GGEL cannot even try to contest that Baron.
it's just it's like every fight she's just playing like 218 perfectly. It's crazy. It genuinely is one of the best UNL, like the best like single UNL performances I've ever seen in ages. I've seen in ages.
After this game, I think Ares is going to have to reconsider if he can be as strict with Spores as pick as he has been so far. Oh, speaking of
Aries
Ares,
running down
seems
the
to
Big
be
A.
looking
Big A
for
is
a solo
also
kill on Big A, but he has the flash, manages to get out.
the only person on the team who looked like they had a foot into this game is now just so far behind. The
It
wits
feels
end up
really
for
bad to
Aries.
be him right now,
Yeah,
I feel.
nah, it does. Yeah, it does feel quite bad.
Oh, the
Should we
Lilia
game
Swirl Seed hits the kill, but she decides not to press R. I guess they just don't want to overcommit because they know the Kale has ult and she can just top it and soul it out while the unit teleports next to her. And I'm pretty sure they do not come close to winning that 2v2 at this point of time, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, I think GGL is just kind of a case of slowly bleeding out this game. Not
Honestly, it
really
wasn't even that slow.
much.
Like, there's just that one play, and like,
As in now,
it
it's just
looked.
gonna be. As in
Yeah.
now, it's just gonna be slowly bleeding out.
Yeah.
Maokai from over the wall. Makuskio, most definitely dead. Shielding away the Jinx ult from the other Summoner's Rift, just in case it came over that wall.
Big A continuing to stay topside, but is. Oh, teleports in. Looking for a fight. Equalizer available. But slashPause just play it out very well. And yeah, are not being caught by GGEL's attempts at engaging. Because if you're being realistic, right? Besides like the equalizer, they don't really have any form of engage. The swirl
The
seed
Equalizer comes
into
in as
Lilia
well.
alt combo.
The big fight's another huge Fate Seal and Spores. Makuskio does get that ult in, but he's just going to fall immediately. He gets caught out by the Rakan ult. Nuts playing this fight so well. The Divine Intervention is enough to keep Chop alive. Might look for the Penta here. Chop the Farmer's going to take it away. And Ezreal's going to fall in turn as well. Chop Farmer gets away with his life, and that's an ace for
They
one kill for slashPause.
can they end here? They have only a
They might be
little
able
bit
to
of
end, yeah.
time. They have a wave.
Yeah, I think they could just. I mean, the problem is that maybe not.
Is this it? There's like 10 seconds on to the Pantheons.
I
Okay.
think this is
slashPause are not the kind of team that get greedy for those.
from when we
So
from considering what we were talking about before the game that we didn't have a convincing win. Um, about that.
yeah, very well played by slashPause so far. And honestly, like I like the decision of not trying to flip for the
The
end there.
full crit
I think
Ezreal.
certain teams, Cough, Harvey's Angels, Cough, might have greeted and thrown the game there, but slashPause, not one of those. They reset and seem to be
We've had a lot of
posturing
turns with
around
GG,
the
yeah.
Dragon Soul,
I
which
think I
comes
think
up in
generally
about 10
speaking
seconds.
I think generally speaking it's a little bit harder to end this season. Like I know snowballing is up, but like the games are still hard to end because there's not really much teaching power in the gameplay. It's like there's a lot of like bursts and like assassins and stuff.
I mean, to be fair, it's always been difficult to end at like 22 minutes, man. Like
Oh
the
yeah, no, no,
timers
not
are
not no,
too like,
not this
you know.
game specifically. I'm more talking about like the
Uh,
rest of the games in UNL because
yeah,
we've
I
seen a
think it's
repeating
just like
trend.
yeah, because like once you kill them, like a lot of the times, like even when they're behind, they do enough damage that you at least have to recall after the fight. You know, I feel like you can't just look to force
I'm
anymore.
seeing a repeating trend of shields being held up in the wrong direction for GGL.
Yeah. Oh, the Yone able to kill the Rumble. The Equalizer comes out, but unable to really even
I,
do any
I
damage.
can't even cast this. It's a 14k gold lead. We just can't really like. They're just
Honestly, the
falling
gold
over.
lead is bigger than the numbers here because they even have the Ocean Soul.
Yeah,
And let's not even talk about like the comp advantages they have at this point of time.
four
Uh,
shutdowns and the
Slash
support.
Pause is deciding to play it slowly and methodically, taking one inhibitor at a time. They take the bot one, then the mid one, and now finally the top one. Once this falls, I wonder if they'll actually go
Combat is
Baron.
doing so much damage. I think they might just go for the end here. There's a lot of pressure up.
I would like to see that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they're just gonna go straight for
Okay,
the end.
they're looking for the end. I think they're Chad enough.
GGL have 5 up, but I fear it's not
Okay.
going to be
No,
even
they are going
remotely
for the
closer
Baron,
now.
and
Okay, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave. They're gonna play it
yeah,
safe.
they're going for the
Probably the
Baron
right,
now.
probably the right decision.
Yeah, I think once they saw that GGEL was able to clear their waves without much difficulty, they were very quick to change their strategy and instead go for the Baron. Once they do this and recall, I
Oh,
don't see
oh,
how
that
they
was
do not
close.
end. I don't think this game should go on any longer than 29 minutes at this point, right?
Yeah,
I think unless something
they're just having fun.
catastrophic
But like,
happens for the side of Slash Pose,
they're genuinely
this
just
game
having
ends
fun at
in
this
the next
point.
minute.
They're just playing for fun, literally. Like, there's nothing you can do against it.
Oh, I guess I see the pings onto the red buff. They really want to get that as well for the Ezreal.
Priorities.
Interesting build, by the way. I just wanted to say from Nuts.
Yeah,
He built.
full crit with Zonia's next.
Yeah, I'm interested by the Bloodthirster third. I'm not sure if I've seen that before, but
Yeah.
makes sense here. Like I guess it's not a bad purchase. I think. I wonder if there could have been better one, but I guess I'll let his score speak for himself for now.
Here they come,
Yeah, double super
barreling
waves
towards
just
the
coming
base.
in from all three lanes with
GGL
the
trying to
Baron
brace themselves
empowerment.
for impact.
I think it's impossible for GGL to really stop. They have to look for a fight and they have to look for a fight quick. But almost any fight they'll be finding is probably a losing fight.
Then the ult's gonna come out, it's not really gonna get much. Ward tried to eat it out. The Pantheon ult into the backline, just gonna die without doing absolutely anything. Gets caught out by the Fate Sealed. And slashPause. Wars is actually gonna fight. This fight doesn't look that good. Low health
Honestly,
bars
they'll
gonna
be
fight the
fine
slashPause.
still because
And the
of
Rook's
the
gonna
Ocean
flash in
Soul.
and immediately give away his life for absolutely nothing. And that is definitely gonna be the end of the game now. Juicy Boy Jamie trying to get anything. And I think this is a statement game. A statement game for both teams.